as I was listening to you, I was thinking about that tiny, huge moment that you spoke about. And one of the things that I've been grappling with, and I'd love to hear your further thoughts on it, is, and I think it also has to do with that third party agenda that you also talked about, which is often present in organizational coaching, is almost something to do with a kind of a pre-existing, I think of it as a conspiracy around what helps a person, and how to escape that. I don't know if I'm making myself clear, but it feels to me, because I think, well, speaking for myself personally, as a coach, when I first came across your work, I felt an enormous sense of relief. You mean I can actually just let my clients think for themselves and I don't have to say anything? And it was just like, wow, that's what I've been wanting for so long. But it feels to me as if it's breaking some kind of a pre-existing agreement that I will speak, that I will have something to offer. And so I really resonate with what you say about the courage that it takes for a coach to know that actually their attention is more important. So I suppose my question is, how do we navigate the breaking of that conspiracy between ourselves and the client, that they need us to speak in order to be helped, and between ourselves and the organisation?
They don't like that very much. No, that's lovely. Well, I think with contracting and clarity and agreement. So I experience it similarly, that the unstated agreement, often from the beginning of even considering the coaching experience, is rife with the assumption that we will do a lot of talking and that the value will probably come from our input as coaches. So with my clients, I ask them to consider, I mean, as it happens with my clients, people are generally pretty sure what they're going to get. But I still contract very consciously. And I will say, it is typically, perhaps your experience, a lot of people's is, that the coach will speak and from the speaking will add value. What I find is that if we can first, and maybe only, allow the conditions to be present for you to do your own thinking, you will think of things you haven't thought of before. And they will be better than mine. And so at some point early on, I say, and you will therefore be paying mostly for my attention. So I've gotten pretty bold about that these days. And I say I know a lot of stuff, and you can have stuff, but not until we have determined that you have gone as far in generating your own fresh thinking as you possibly can, with my attention first, and then if necessary, with this explicit sequence of questions that will remove the assumptions that are probably there that are not true that you're living as true. So I'm very clear about that. When it comes to the organizational issue, I've found a hopeful amount of willingness on the part of the sponsors. I think that's growing, actually, this openness to independent thinking on the part of their people. So I will say, if I'm going to coach your colleague, are you happy for that to be in the context of their doing their own thinking and taking in mine only if absolutely necessary? And I have that conversation with him. And in the past, I would get a statement like, I don't think so. So all their own thinking? Yeah, this would look like this. And I would make a case for that the quality of everything we do is only as good as the thinking we do first, and that needs to be the best independent thinking, and so on. So one man said to me, okay, that's good. So I'll buy that. But could you just promise me one thing? That she won't leave as a result of this coaching. And I said, no, George, I can't. He said, I know. Just thought I would try. So contracting clearly is everything. Yeah. Oh, and one more thing is I keep contracting through the session. So I keep saying, unless they come to me with this expertise already, I will say, so now I will ask you what more you think, because you may generate more. So what more do you think or feel or want to say? Because that is a really weird question. If people expect that once they've done all this exhaustive thinking, there could be more. If they think That's got to be it. And now, surely, this is the time that you inject me with your extraordinary mind and stuff. And so I would explain, but not in more than a phrase, a little sentence. So it's not a great big teachy time. It's just all the way through.